Hi, this is Al Manning, bringing you Adventures in Awareness from ESP Laboratory in Los Angeles. Our purpose at ESP Lab is to help you develop and harness your own psychic or extrasensory powers and apply them practically to make a better life for yourself and your family. If you played our psychic development exercise last week, I'm going to make you write me to find out what the right answer was, because this week we want to play a little different approach to life. During the middle of the broadcast, we'll be talking about a different exercise, like applying your ESP to picking the winners of the horse races. But right now, the substance of a thought is most profound indeed. The essence of a thought is like unto a seed. Be careful of the stray idea implanted in your mind. It has a way of growing and attracting its own kind. The old cliché tells us to think only good and true. It's not just stuff and nonsense. It's a sound defense for you. We often hear the idea that thoughts are things. Our friends in the positive thinking movements have been telling us that for years, and they're very right. But have you ever seen a thought form? When I first became interested in the human aura, or the light that can be seen around the body, and the head in particular, I had an unusual opportunity to see the reality of thoughts. My office was situated in a position that brought a couple of design draftsmen into my gaze whenever I looked up from my desk out the open door. The background was just right for studying their auras, and as an interested student I often yielded to the temptation to watch them. The fascinating developing aura vision is that you actually begin to see the mental wheels going around. It's really quite a fascination. You could watch one of these designers at work on a section of his drawing, and while he worked, a band of light would seem to congeal above his head. When it was quite bright, it would detach itself and float away. And right at this instant, you would generally notice that he'd finished a particular section of the drawing, and had relaxed for a moment before going on to the next part. It was so interesting that I told my secretary about it. She paid attention, and very shortly began to see the same things. Several of us regularly watched these thought forms grow in the designer's mental field until they were completed and left on what appeared to be an existence of their own. It's rather a sobering experience to see for yourself that thoughts really are things. It gives you a new reason to take care of what you're creating for yourself in the very real world of light, because it is these thought forms that attract our practical daily experiences. Seeing aura can be fun. Carrying the aura idea a bit further, I'm reminded of an experience while writing my second book, Helping Yourself with ESP. A guest in my home expressed an interest in the idea of the aura, and asked if he might be able to see one. Using the same principles of what our pilots call night vision, I got him to see the little strings of light that run between the fingers of our hands when we hold them palms toward each other and move them close together and then apart. When you see a person doing this with your own aura vision, it appears rather like he's playing a small accordion. My friend became fascinated with this new game. And next morning I got a call at my office. He was on the phone saying, "Doggone you, Al. I'm so fascinated with this thing. I was doing it at my desk this morning, and they're about to laugh me out of the agency." It's fun to learn by playing little games like this, but the long-term results are intensely practical. When you learn to tell the quality of the thought in your companion's mind by the color of the thought form you actually see, you're in a much better position to avoid deception and give your wholehearted trust only when it is deserved. The same disciplines that allow us to see aura bring many other practical benefits which increase your effectiveness in any activity you might undertake. It will help you personally to do more looking into this and other of the fascinating aspects of ESP. Knowledge and personal experience in this field will give you quite a new handle on your thought processes and the tremendous powers that they control. The teacher Paul once told us to think thoughts of truth and beauty, of loveliness and justice and adherence to our duty. and those of us who in the past inclined to think him dumb, a reappraisal better start, and to our senses come. For when those errant thoughts of ours grow up and come back toward us, it's far too late to seek a hiding place out in the forest. So plant good seeds of thought in that great soil you call your head. Then when you reap your harvest, you'll applaud the life you led. Let's do pause for a moment now to talk about the practical application of your growing extrasensory ability. In the aura lesson that we just ended, I will tell you, for instance, that when you get used to seeing aura, many people are able to watch the parade, the post-parade, and look at the auras of the horses. And when you see the brightest aura, that's the one that's going to win. There are those who do quite well playing the horse races that way. Other ways that we often use, if you have the racing form, simply run your hand slowly along it and feel the buzz or the heat over one horse, and that should be your winner. It's tougher picking an exacta that way, perhaps, but it's fun. And those of you who are interested in the horses might find this an interesting application of your extrasensory abilities. And of course, we're always interested in the little personal ways that you might work out for yourself of harnessing these things. We'd love to share, even as our other friends have shared the idea of seeing the horse's auras and picking out the bright one, for instance, or the idea of the buzz and the heat. All of these things are fun applications, and over the next few weeks I want to be talking about other ways to apply your extrasensory faculties. If you're not used to us and don't have our literature yet, please have a pencil and paper handy so I can give you our address at the end of the program. We certainly want to get to know you better. We want to share our many interesting ideas and practical applications with you, not just over the radio, but in as many ways as you'll let us. So we look forward to getting to know you better. Impatience is a virtue if you channel it rightly. It will spur you on to do those things that make you better be. You will sweat and strive and spin your wheels so energetically. Success is built that way. When you learn to use the energy of thought and sound and light, and you focus them upon the acts that build a better life, then impatience mellows into calm effectiveness. That's right. Success is built that way. How long has it been since you woke up with that questioning feeling, why should I get up and go to work? What is the struggle all about? And is there really any meaning to life at all? It's a good thing to step back and seek better perspective occasionally, but we must be careful about the mood we're in when we do it. Certainly there's more to life than eating, sleeping, and reproducing, just as the great poet and mystic Walt Whitman assured us that a man is not contained between his hat and his boots. Even people with extra happy and congenial family lives bump into periods of deep questioning of their overall sense of values. No matter how pleasant the family relationships, there are times when a person feels completely alone. You are certainly cut off and alone as long as you restrict yourself to the use of the normal 5 senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. Have you ever watched a television program with the sound turned off? It loses an awful lot, doesn't it? All the more so with the radio. But to try living without the richness of the intuitive and other extrasensory experiences is even less satisfying. That's what makes us question the meaning of life itself. Richness and meaning come into life as we learn to open our minds to the experience of unseen companionship and the real joy of playing life as part of a team. Our loved ones and revered leaders, whom insensitive man would call dead, are not only alive, but they visit us regularly. And perhaps of greater importance to our progress, we are constantly watched over and inspired by spirit guides and teachers who form the very real but often ignored spiritual part of our earthly life team. Isn't it time to recognize that you can't enjoy life alone, and consciously seek to become a cooperating member of your own team? The gentleman next to you might say, yes, but how? Naturally, the how is wrapped up in some sort of development of your extrasensory faculties, since this is the only means of communicating with those who seek to help you grow and progress. From spirit, of course. And contrary to popular opinion, ESP can be developed and improved by any individual who will give it reasonable attention. I don't necessarily mean that anybody can learn to call the order of 52 cards in a deck he just shuffled. But who needs that anyway? Well, it might be nice in a poker game. But what I do mean, anyone can learn to pay attention to the subtle promptings, intuitive impressions, and even touches from the spirit helpers, and learn to lead a richer, fuller, more effective life as a result. There are many good self-help books and classes in this broad field. They differ from each other, much as people's personalities do, but there's some good in all of them. Naturally, I recommend my own books and the classes and correspondence work of ESP Laboratory, but it is important that you open your mind and study somewhere, whether it be with us or not. Just a little knowledge and experience in this fascinating area will convince you forever that you're not alone. There's a whole new dimension of meaning to what used to seem like a rat race. And that's the way it really should be. Triumphant living is produced by channeled energy. You can demonstrate the power of the living light with me. Let it shine out through your every act so everyone can see. Success is yours to stay. Now, let me say again, we want to get to know you better. We need to hear from you so we can send you our free literature catalog, perhaps. We have so many things to do together. Let me give you the address. Please write me. Al Manning, care of ESP Laboratory, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. Again, write me. Al Manning, care of ESP Laboratory, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. We have lots of fun. We'd like to invite you, if you're in the Los Angeles area, to drop in on one of our local class meetings. They're held at the building at 8 o'clock in the evening, Tuesday and Thursday of each week. The price is $2 per person, and we'll just remind you that you can't go see a movie for that these days, so it could be a fun and uplifting experience also. But whether you're local or not, find out about us. Let us give you our free literature. We certainly look forward to a deep and mutually satisfying personal experience. So again, let me say, write me, Al Manning, care of ESP Laboratory, 7559 Santa Monica Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90046. And let's leave you with this favorite metaphysical truth of mine. Remember, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Our blessings and best wishes to you, and goodbye for now.